And then we can go to each. Facebook made a change. Oh yeah, it really stopped the Facebook.
Okay.
I got to go see why that page is not going live because I've gone live on other Facebook pages, like the True Colors one. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have any issues with. So I'm
Right.
curious why this one. If I hit learn more, and then you don't meet the criteria to go live. Your account must be 60 days old. Your page or professional profile must have at least 100 followers. Wow.
So that's new.
Wow. They're like, you're not worthy, bro. So we would have to be like, yeah, I need y'all to join this. We would have to work to at least get 100 followers.
On which channel?
The Geeking Out on a Tuesday.
But which platform is that?
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay.
Yeah.
But
All right.
YouTube is good
So YouTube is good. Like YouTube is going.
and Twitch is good.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the Twitch. Well, let's see here. If I go to Twitch, and it's my Twitch. So
Right.
uh, if I go home, it says I'm live. How do I? Oh, there it is. Mod view is here. You can access additional tools to help you. Let's go. Okay. Oh, I'm in mod view. Oh, you followed me 41 minutes ago? Look at
I
that.
did.
You weren't even following me before then. That was rude.
You never go live. So what's the point?
uh, share chat ended. Mod actions. Channel block terms. Messages containing the channel block terms will be surfaced by it. All right. Quick actions. I don't know what any of this means. This is so hilarious. I'm like I don't know what any of this means. Um, Did you go to the YouTube page?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So we know it can happen. We just have to get 100 followers for Facebook if we want that to be a reality.
I mean, we just have to like be consistent like we were doing and
Yeah.
just
Start posting
plan
some
it.
stuff again. It's just
Yeah.
like, hey, here's this movie coming out, or you know what I think I would love to do? Spoiler-free reviews.
Okay.
When I
Speaking of
see it out
which,
of a movie.
did you see Skeleton Crew? Did you watch that on
I is
Disney
it out?
Plus? Yeah, it came out yesterday.
Okay. No, I'll watch it tonight. I didn't. Did you?
I did.
There was a very menacing. I'm like, I did.
You
Dun,
know,
dun, dun.
the thing is, like, I know that I am not in the demographic that they're targeting, and so
Mhm.
that already puts me outside of any true commentary because, of course, they're not targeting me, so I'm not really gonna like it.
They said it's
And so
Goonies in space is basically what I heard.
that's what I felt. Yeah, very, very, very much so. And so the only commentary that I will have right now, because it's only been 2 episodes, the only commentary that I will have would just be technical stuff, you know,
Hmm.
and just
I'll,
the process of making it versus anything story wise or acting wise or anything like that.
I'll watch it tonight. I do know something I wanted to talk about in the future. Um, I love Deadpool Wolverine. You know,
Okay.
how you feel about it? But when you get the DVD or the Blu-ray, whatever, you get all the extra stuff. I don't get that on Disney.
Yeah.
So
And
there's these like bloopers or there's this additional cut scenes that were cut.
hmm
You miss all that, and I'm realizing like it sucks because I'm seeing them post like stuff that didn't make the movie. That's
right.
hilarious, and I'm like, I want to, and they're like, oh man, all the additional stuff is great, and Disney Plus has a thing that says extras, and when you go to it, it's just a trailer.
Just the trailer. Yeah. They need to get
It's
themselves
like
together.
that's dumb, right?
It's, yes. It's
Is,
very
is
stupid.
it is that they're saying, well, if you want it, you have to buy it? Like do I really? And what I don't know is if I buy something like on Apple. Oh, you're on YouTube. Is that YouTube?
Yeah, I just muted it. My bad.
No. I was just like, oh, yeah, I think it works. Can you put something in the chat? We can just try it.
Yeah, stand by.
Oh, I should probably change this too. Let me see here.
All right, so there I am.
Solo layout. Exit. Oh, you could do a quick thing. Hey, lucky. All right, so if I do. Oh, there we go. I still had it set up for the other show I do, so I just wanted to change the name and stuff. I'm like, yeah, nah.
Okay.
All right, so we know that we can go in from YouTube and put in comments. We've put in comments before from hello.
All right, so that's you. Sweet. Where is that from? Okay, that's from Twitch. Okay.
That's from Twitch.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna tell I don't know how to tell everybody. Well, I guess it just alerts everybody that I'm live.
Well, I mean, if you had followers on this channel.
I think I guess what I thought I had like a couple.
Yeah. I'm letting my peeps know though. Like legit. Here we go. But really, it's either just, whatever platform you're on, YouTube, not Facebook, because Facebook has banned us for right now, and then Twitch. Any of those will be good to go.
We're not worthy of Facebook. That makes me feel some type of way.
It should, because Facebook is definitely. I think Facebook is good for groups now, like individual posts and actual like fan pages. I don't know if those do very well anymore, but groups are alive and popping on Facebook. That community thing.
It's like so also your area, because like here where I live, Facebook you still get a lot of play, but it's a little older here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But then when I'm looking at the younger demographic that's doing great stuff here, and they're like, we never hear about anything. I'm like, it's on Facebook, and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, bro,
who uses
younger,
Facebook?
I'm like 20s and like early 30s, and I'm like, oh
yeah,
bro, we're so old.
I know it, man. I can't believe this coming year be closer to 50 than I am not closer to 50.
We'll be in the middle.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I guess. I was like, nope, we're still in the middle. This isn't bad, by the way. Like I've used StreamYard forever, but I've never streamed using a half screen each.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad when it's two people, like, because it does feel like a conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like this is, from a purely visual perspective, it's really just focusing on the people talking. And so, yeah. So let's talk about something. What have you watched? What's interesting that you've watched recently?
It's so funny. Hey, okay. So the 8-minute trailer for Craven, but if we brought that in, we would get shut down, right?
Probably, yeah. You can probably show
because they put it out there like
right
for people to watch. So like I wouldn't understand, like, if it's you put it out there saying you want people to watch it, why would we get in trouble for?
Maybe because it's not an official channel or it's not a share of that channel. And so,
like Kendrick, when he released this stuff with against Drake, he put it like as an open thing so that anybody can do whatever they want with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is
smart.
Super smart. That's because all of the big time X users, Twitter users, whatever you want to call them, went crazy, and they were like, they made so much money off of that because like they had everybody going to their stuff and like, and so they made it. They were like, yo, Kendrick's the man, because most artists will stop you from or whatever, like the label or whatever. It's like, this is under his own shit, so he just left it open, which is also smart because it made it expand even more. And now more people are saying A minor, which is going to happen at the Super Bowl, which I am so cannot wait to see.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. Okay, so Craven first 8 minutes, and then I have some ideas about like future conversation, but let's talk about Craven, man.
All right.
Like, what did you think about the first? Who wants to go first? Rock, paper, scissors.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
All right. You win. Go for it.
No, I win. You go for it. I win. You get to go first.
All right. So I watched it, and I was very disappointed because I don't know. It just feels like generic superhero movie. It doesn't feel like anything interesting to me. Like I feel like when I was watching that, I feel like we've seen this before. Um, and the other half of it is like, uh, from a purely Spider-Man fan perspective, I don't want to see a villain origin story without Spider-Man being involved somehow. And granted, yes, I know that Craven has other history and blah 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 blah, all the pieces, but he's always been a Spider-Man villain for me. And so this feels like just a screw you, Marvel. We're gonna make this movie so you can never use this property kind of thing. And Sony's verse has just not been good for me at all.
So it's on brand because
Yeah, I mean,
they've
yeah.
taken every one of the little
Yo, what's
collaborations.
up, Reaper? I'm sorry.
You
I
scared the
got
shit
distracted.
out of me. Hey, can you come in? If we send you a link,
We'll
and by the
see.
way, you almost give me a heart attack. So like, you're right in here too. So I'm like, what the fuck happened? Um, you you just got home. So? Hey, we're doing something pretty cool. With this, just a test. Like, so we're testing software. So we're actually streaming in StreamYard on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And we almost have Facebook, but they told us we're not worthy because we don't have 100 followers on that page. And so until we can get 100 followers on a Facebook page, then we can actually stream on there as well. And she's laughing at us.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I
Reaper's
feel like you
a
should
big
join
time
us.
streamer now. She's like, haha, you don't have 100 people on your channel yet. What are you doing? Get up to my level.
I know, right? She's going to share the link. Yes. Uh, can we send her the link to come in?
Yeah, I
Did you
mean,
forward that to her?
I can. That really, again, it's just going to depend on her, and because she just got home, so she has to take care of Ezio and all that jazz, so she wouldn't be able to join immediately,
You don't
if
know
at
that.
all.
You can't
I
speak for her, man.
I
I know
can't.
I know you're her brother and you talk to her all the time and you actually probably know her like that, but I'm just gonna act like you don't know that. Maybe she's like, hey, these things are okay, and I want to jump in this conversation.
You know, he is
No,
right
no,
though.
see, haha, I'm right though. See, I know I'm not the he in this conversation.
That's funny.
Uh, Sony was on brand. Is
Oh,
Venom a hero?
he shouldn't be. He
Is
never
Morbius a
was.
hero?
He never was.
So it's on brand because they hold on. What's the chat about tonight so I can tag it? So honestly, it's just so Dre, this is super weird because we were more so testing software. We said we'll just talk about stuff anyway. So it's we don't have a particular specific. The topic is upcoming topics and what we should be talking about. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I do have one. Punisher versus John Wick in a fight. Punisher thinks that John Wick killed his family. John Wick thinks that Frank Castle killed his dog. Who wins in this fight? Go. Like, I think that would be a fun topic of conversation.
Absolutely.
Um,
My first
uh,
vote goes to Punisher over John Wick.
and I already have somebody who told me to be John Wick, so that's why I'm like, see, I'm ready. Like, let's scoop this out.
I mean,
And
we
then
could
who
even
wins
talk
in a?
about that now, honestly, dude.
Oh, it's in your email. And then the other one that I like. So I sent you one, right? Uh,
Uh Me?
I
No.
thought I did. I thought I
No.
sent you a picture.
No, you have not.
Picture Commandos. Did I really? Oh my God. No, there's a picture. But it was like, who did I send it to? I sent it to somebody. Oops. Yeah. Well, I thought I sent you something, but I don't know who I sent it to. So
Mm.
that's probably one of those weird. One day I'm going to get a, hey, I don't really understand why you sent me this. Um, let's see here.
So
Oh,
I'm gonna try
found
something.
it.
Tell me if you
Found it.
hear tell me if you hear music. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
All right, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, cool. I'm gonna play some music. and tell me if this comes through. Of course, it wants to take forever and load.
Now, if you're trying to play it out loud so I can hear it through your mic, yes. But if you're just playing on your computer, it won't come through because I
All
have to
right.
have that uploaded in. If I upload it into StreamYard, I can play it and everybody will
All
hear
right.
it.
All right. It's playing right now. Let me know if you hear music.
Yeah, actually, I do.
Yeah. Good stuff.
How
Haha. I got skills. I
are you
got
in OBS?
nope. I have a thing called Wavelink, and I'm just routing the music through the stuff and just telling StreamYard to find that routing. And so now we got some
Yeah.
background music.
Well, guess what? I could take that and I could do this.
Now you just overwrote my music.
Battle. Let's go.
All right, so um,
So the other one is who wins this free for all with 9 months of prep time? Doctor Doom, Batman, Lex Luthor, or Mr. Fantastic?
I'm gonna go Batman. Batman has my vote.
I hate you, Batman fanboys. I really do. I tell you this: who wins in a fight, Iron Man or Batman?
We discussed this. I still think Batman is the better fighter.
Yeah, you're right. And if it was Bruce Wayne versus Tony Stark's, he would destroy him immediately. But if you're talking about Batman, the man in a rubber suit, versus Iron Man, you know, the thing that could do all the Batman stuff, except for he doesn't need all the additional stuff to make it happen. He
Yeah, no,
destroys Batman.
I agree that Iron Man has a little bit of an advantage in the fact that like he can just fly or he has missiles like on him and stuff like that. Yeah. However, I think from a tactical standpoint, Batman is smarter. You know, they're both genius level IQ, but I think from a purely tactician fighter standpoint, Batman is just a smarter fighter. And so, despite all the craziness that Iron Man can throw at him, Batman has a solve for that because he's Batman.
You know,
yeah, Reaper's got me. Thank you, Reaper.
Listen, this is the Hunter wrong tonight. Iron Man would fucking destroy Batman in a fight, just like one-on-one, they're going at it. Because again, Batman's got, you know, a belt and, you know, some other stuff, but it's no. It's no.
Yeah, I think he wins. All right, so I got one for you. Let me pull it up because my man sent me this one where it was talking about the different Robins. So who's gonna win this fight? So it is either Teen Titans from 2003, that Dick Grayson, Young Justice Robin, the Batman 04, or Batman the Animated Series Robin. Let me see if I can show you the other picture.
Yeah, so I'm trying to picture the third one.
Hang on. Let me focus up.
Here there you go. Here there. Let's see here. Is any of them what? So you say the Robins, but I need to know which Robin is which in each one. I think that matters. Like which one is Jason Todd, which one is Dick, which one is? Are they all Dick?
Yeah.
It's just weird to be yelling at. Oh, so they're all Dick. This is why this is test. They're all Dick. You know what's funny is that my nerdum isn't going to work out well because I remember Young Justice one. Like there's the third one where I'm like I'm trying to remember. That's one of those I think you're going to have to really. That's hard for me because I'd say Young Justice, but that's just because that's the one that's most prevalent in my mind.
Really?
Yeah. Because I watched Young Justice. That's probably the more recent one.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. Did he get it? I should have seen it. Oh, I gotta send him the link. Oh, you wanna come in or just watch? Cousin Ray. What's crazy is, oh, I know what's why. All right, so what becomes fascinating is when I am in the again, we're testing this. So if you're watching, whoever that the third person might be Drea.
Yeah, it might be.
Okay, all right. So boo. I mean, not boo to you, Drea, but just like I was talking to like,
Wow.
don't do that. Don't do that. That's me. You know, Drea gets all the love in the world. She is the BOMB.com.
Maybe.
Look at that. See what I just posted? This right here. This is what you love.
What is? I can't even tell what that is. Okay, that's the Batman emoji. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's insane to me. Like Batman has an emoji. You know what else? You know what? So first of all, you know how I feel about Batman. He's the villain. Um,
Right.
but like I also just hate the over thing about him. That like he could beat everything. And I'm like, and this is so messed up to say, but I think that it's kind of a white male entitlement thing that like even though you have all these other things, we still need to make sure that the number one thing on the top is this rich white man
Oh my
with zero superpowers, but money will always trump anything else, no matter what.
I mean, let's be real. Money does make the world go round. So people that have it can do a lot more than the people that don't.
No, I'm sorry. If Superman, if this, so I saw a funny post too, because somebody was just like, "What would you do if you woke up one day and you had Superman's powers?" And somebody posted, "I go back to sleep and hope I wake up as Batman." And somebody was just like, "Right, so you can wake up as a rich entitled asshole instead of somebody who could fly and do all this other shit." Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, really? It's such a silly response. But that's just it. Because when I look at the person who responded, straight white dude.
Yeah.
And why would he want to be an alien? Because those illegals. Sorry.
All right. So well, speaking of
Superman,
that's a great question.
That's a really interesting question. Like, is he good enough to save us, or would he have to go? You didn't come here legally, bro. You just crashed here. We don't let you stay that way.
So that's a what if I would watch.
What if they tried to deport Superman?
Yeah. Because it's like he's supposed to be representative of the American dream, right? The truth, justice, and the American way, right? Which is, didn't they change that slogan like just recently because they were just like, this is stupid?
I hope so.
Yeah,
I still want to see the Michael B. Jordan one. I like the idea of what if when Superman landed, they were because no. First of all, you talking about you want to see a what if they would deport him. If Superman landed and he was black, you know how much that would change the dynamic of who Superman is in this world? Like, that is a good what if. I'm not saying that should be like a consistent thing. Don't make him black. But I love a what if version of that. Like, that's because, bro, that's a.
All right. So the first thing is you lost me at Michael B. Jordan as Superman.
No. Well, I don't know if he's playing the character. I just know he's responsible for making the movie happen. Felix, I have no camera on you, and you're on mute, but you're here. So I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see us or hear us.
Yeah, but what's up, Felix?
What you're unmuting, Felix?
You two look beautiful.
Yeah.
Are you not coming on camera?
I did not get the full assignment. I was told to join the studio, and I should have known better.
I mean, it's a live stream, so you don't even have a picture of yourself in your little avatar icon thing.
It's a live stream. I should have known better messing around with David.
I literally said, "Do you want to?" Hold on, I'm gonna read the text. You gonna do me like that?
You better read both lines, David Jones.
We are streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Where's the link? It's in your email.
Yep. And those are both video platforms versus like Twitter, where you can.
I even said we're testing live stuff. Wanted to see if you can join.
You're not going to read my lines at all, huh? That's what's
It
up.
says no. It says the link. I said it's in your email. Did you see it?
Wow, you're really not going to read the whole text.
Oh,
I don't like you.
You're talking about way up. You're talking about north of that. When I said, "What are you up to?" You said, "Resting." What's up?
There you go. There you go. Okay, so I could go from resting to like living, but I'm gonna need more. I'm gonna need more of a ramp up period. I thought you really wanted just my my ones and twos, you know, my producer abilities. I didn't realize I was going to be a potential face and voice. All right, okay.
We wanted the whole shebang,
man. And then Ty has his awesome camera. You have your awesome camera. I'm going to get on here looking like Fisher Price. You know, my little easy bait camera.
Not Fisher
Price. You know, I'm trying to figure out.
What's that?
So how do I want to send the Twitch. Oh, there it is. Let me see here. I can share the link to. Oh, look at there. That's how you do this. Say word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fixing my video setup. Don't y'all worry.
I just sent it to my cousin Ray. I think he's gonna watch. So we'll see if he gets in. All right. So Felix, this is super easy. One, it pulled. So I was just like, let me see if we can get on the Twitch. And I just went to it and I hit like Twitch and it pulled, because I guess from me being on my computer, it pulled my Twitch immediately. I didn't have to do anything else.
That's pretty dope.
Like, boom, done. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Having said that, mine. And so like Ty has more followers, or his sister Dre, who's also on, and she could see how you're not coming on camera as well. She has like a way more followers.
Yeah, she has almost 1,000.
Nah.
You know, it's cool though, because like now that we're talking about like stuff that we could do on the channel, we could do cosplays too, because like that was really big on her channel. Not trying to bite her style or anything, but like people loved the cosplay that she did. And like I don't get to go to cons at all. I've never been to one, and so this would be my way of.
Did you come to DragCon when you were there?
Nope.
No, you didn't, did you?
Did not.
You know, we could change that because we need to go back to DragCon. Would you come with us?
Absolutely. The closest thing that I've come is when I got to meet Aisha. What's her name? What is her name?
Yellow Ranger.
Yes. I don't remember her actual name. Karen. Yeah. I got the picture to prove it.
So here's where it's interesting.
Okay.
I can see that we have 4 people, and I'm assuming it's my cousin. So if you're that 4th person, and if you're Ray, if you can say what's up in the chat, even if you're not Ray, if you could just say what's up in the chat so we can see who you are. But like on the other stuff, when it shows me who, like if they're on Facebook, I can see who's actually watching. And as much as we've always streamed on YouTube, I have never went on YouTube while we were streaming to see what it looks like, which is a horrible thing.
Let me go there. Since you're on Twitch right now, let me go there.
Now here's the other kicker. I just clicked
me the link
icon on StreamYard.
Yeah.
And what's super really crazy is it says I could view this on Twitch. So I'm going to click it to see what it looks like. We recommend closing Twitch while you're live. This saves bandwidth and it's easier on your computer. Okay.
What is the Geeking Out channel?
Wow.
Yeah, I need that link because there's a bunch of Geeking Out channels, and so I can't find ours.
So this is trippy. There's like a second delay. So I'm watching both. I can see it on Twitch now, and I can see it on StreamYard. But like, so I don't know. Like,
oh, I found it.
Oh, let me close Twitch. This is super trippy. Actually, no. Let me see if I can see who's on though. It just says 2 viewers. Did he drop off?
Yeah, I think so. All right, so yeah, there we go. You can see my
I can see your what because I missed it. I just hung up.
You can see my comment.
Oh yeah, what's up? Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yep, and that's on.
But see, it says there's 5 people here, but when I was on, it says there's 4 people watching on What the hell?
Hmm.
Text Ray. They're like, hey, are you in?
All right. So speaking of like uh, characters and stuff like that, we were speaking off stream about Captain America going through its fourth reshoot. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it a neutral thing? Is it an expected thing? What do you
I
think?
don't, I don't, I can't. So somebody asked me this. I can't answer it, man, because here's the kicker. I don't know the test audience, and we're in such an anti woke like world right now
Mm-hmm.
that like I don't know if they're pandering to certain people like we're seeing in other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or if it was like just not good. Because
Right.
I don't know who their test audience is. That's the part that
Right.
makes it hard now.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've seen stuff go through reshoots and we watch it, we're like, oh, this
Mm-hmm.
isn't good. What
Right.
was the original?
Right. And you know,
Justice
it's
League.
funny. Well, honestly, I like Zack Snyder's version way better than Joss Whedon's version. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. They
Yeah.
reshot it to
Mhm.
do that.
Yo,
Oh, he's
what's up,
back.
Felix?
Hey.
So this is actually a good question. You know, kind of segueing to what you just said, David. Since you both work in this field, I've seen a bunch of companies basically steering away from all their DEI initiatives, and so
Don't do that to us right now. No,
Man came in
no,
hot.
sir.
He just came
No,
in
sir.
hot. Huh?
hey,
No,
it's top.
sir. No, sir. I'm like, no, sir. In the context of what we're talking about,
Yes.
I do think yes, it's relevant for the sake of are they reshooting Captain America to pander to it to I'm gonna try not to use the word pander. I'm gonna say to try to reach a demographic that right now is influencing so much other stuff and they're
Mhm.
trying to make I don't know if they're trying to pull back. You know what didn't pull back? Wicked.
I heard. I haven't seen that yet, but I've heard that it would like really went in on all of that subtext
I
and
was I was like, oh my god, I had no clue this is what Wicked was gonna be about. Like, wow. And where's the anti-woke people? Because they have to hate this movie. I keep waiting for them to be like picketing and talking about how this is the worst thing they've ever seen. Because I was like, bro, like think about it like this. The person in power is actually a white man with that doesn't have any power that
right.
convinces everybody else that these other people are less than and they're really the reason why everything is bad. And the main villain is this person of color.
Right.
I was like,
And it's all perceived too. Like, you know, all of it is basically gaslighting her into thinking that she's the true villain.
yes. It ruined like not ruined, it just changed the Wizard of Oz for me now. Like if I watch it now, I'm like, F Dorothy, F Glinda the Good Witch, because she's not. Like the wizard is a horrible human, and now I'm on the side of the I get why she's the way she is.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
not. I was like, bro, it changed everything, but it's so on brand for what's happening today. That's why I'm like, I don't know why I'm not airing. Like, I'm just shocked that there's not more, and I'm assuming that like the people who are anti woke aren't going to watch Wicked.
Yeah. It's a musical. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's. I just saw a video on Instagram where it was breaking down the original Wizard of Oz, talking about how Glinda was such a horrible, horrible person. Like even to the point of like, literally using Dorothy to rise in power. So basically, Dorothy
Yeah.
comes in, kills the Wicked Witch of the West or the East, and then gaslights her into thinking that she needs to do all these things. But basically, she's just eliminating all of her opponents to rise in power in all of Oz. And I'm just
Bro.
like,
But if you watch Wicked, you're like, it's true. It
yeah,
is so true. Even to the point of the shoes, like, and you find out whose shoes those really were, you're like, bro, my God, bro. Like,
right.
everything. I'm like,
And I love stuff
it's
like that because it really forces you to stop and think about the perspective of the story being told. Everybody's a hero in their own story, and so I love that idea of being able to shift that perspective and be like, well, what does it look like from Elphabet's perspective, or whoever else is in the story. And so I appreciate the crap out of that. I haven't seen Wicked yet, but it's on my list, and I just want to go and see and experience it from that perspective. And it's crazy too, because like I know the music, I know it so well, it's ridiculous. But I've never seen the play, I've never seen the movie, I've never read the book, but I know the story because I know the music, and it's crazy.
So I didn't know the music. I took Dre's Wicked was amazing. No, I thought it was good. So we oh my gosh, cried 3 times.
Reaper, were you one of the people
have
that
to tell me where? Because like I was kind of like, I don't know, like I didn't get that. I got more like, holy, like I was like, this is most movie, like, huh. And I took the kid and I took her mom, right? And her mom, was singing along, like she knew it, and her and the kid like watched the stuff, and so they were like, yeah, they did what they said the movie theater said not to do, and that's like sing along. But
I want to ask you guys about that. Should the audience be allowed to do that, like sing along in the movie?
If you put a musical out there, you know what? I like what AMC tried to do. AMC was just like, if you want to sing along, this is the date where we're telling you this is the night to come,
right?
Everybody can sing,
right?
Okay.
No, people need to shut up.
Absolutely. Because if it's a fighting movie, do I want to see your karate moves? I don't. I paid for the production. You know what I'm saying?
That's not to say.
Okay,
well, time out.
They're both talents.
So they did have a special night for a sing along. They really did.
Okay.
They tried to push it, and it was just did it work? Maybe not really. So let me ask you this then, Ty. So like when Cap says Avengers assemble, and everybody out there is like, yeah, is that a problem?
No, not at all, because that's the reaction to what you're experiencing. And
the singing is a reaction to what they're experiencing. They hits them in their soul.
No, this is again coming from somebody that knows the songs and would will naturally start singing because I know the stuff. No, I don't want.
David is too subscribed to singing is involuntary. It is not. It is not an involuntary action to start singing in the moment.
Exactly.
Only in the movies that I pay to see.
Exactly.
I've seen you eat some good food. You be like,
involuntary.
And that's
Involuntary.
It's a song. Yeah, humming. Humming is just like singing without words.
Nah, like I remember when I went to see Ant-Man, the original Ant-Man in the theater, whatever year that was. And like there is this family that was just so obnoxious and so loud. Like the lady, she was on her phone, she was talking, she was burping the entire time. Her kids were walking up and down the steps, and it got to a point where I was like, hey, look, I paid to see the movie, not you and your family. And she's like, well, what do you want me to do? This is what I do. And I was like, I want you to shut up so I can watch the movie. And, Natalie's like, dude, you can't say that. I was like, why can't I say that? I'm sitting there I paid my money. It was like $30-some-odd million to go watch this movie. I want to enjoy it, not be distracted by this lady and her kids, And so it's the same kind of idea. And I think, honestly, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people aren't going to the theater, because like the whole experience has been ruined by so many just inconsiderate people that,
well, we've gotten away from.
They're going back now. Moana 2 just broke some like the Thanksgiving record.
I heard,
which again, good movie. No, the music nowhere near as good as the first one. That's the part that's rough. The movie was good, but the music doesn't even come close to the first one. That's the part that's hard because it's Disney. And Moana 1 got hits, bro. Moana 1's got some like real hits in it, and there's maybe one. Like that song might be the one that everybody talks about, and it's Dwayne Johnson again, but it ain't You're Welcome. There's nowhere close to You're Welcome.
What's funny?
Like, come on.
I don't really care for You're Welcome. Like, it's singable, like you can sing along to it, sure. But like as a favorite Disney song, I tend to skip that song because I'm just like, here we go again.
That's because you hate life, and he's talking about saying you're welcome. Okay.
Okay.
You're welcome. So, yeah, come on, man.
Felix, you were gonna say something. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was saying I don't get where we've kind of like oversensitized policing each other and policing etiquette. And it's like, who are you to tell me to live my life has really caught on to a point where it's like, well, shit, I should just sit here miserable then because things aren't kind of going my way. And much to your defense, you're absolutely right. But if there's a consensus, like at what point is it comfortable enough to say that? Now, is there better ways to say shut up? Yeah, arguably. Arguably, but you know what I'm saying? Who am I to tell you the culture of your town? Okay.
Hey, at that point, dude, I was fed up. I was like, I was done. Because we had already given her like the what do you call it, the courtesy, hey, can you be quiet, hey, yada yada
nice. Yada. Okay, you got the levels. That's good. Yeah, that would have been a lot different in a New York theater, for example. You know, level 1 is like a level 10 for us, and so I think just that part, like we need to bring back just kind of self-policing. Like you don't have to escalate it unless the person's not reacting, and I think you did an appropriate job there. Now, sorry, that's part of your movie experience, but somebody else should have policed that way earlier, and then you wouldn't have had that. Perhaps.
So here's the effed up part. There's people that work there. The shitty part is, it's like, yo, I want to go out and be like, yo, you got to come tell this person, and their kids are running around. Like, I feel like somebody that works in the theater should pop their head in like every 20 minutes, and if they see some shit, then they have to go shut it down. Like, you ever watch the movies where somebody comes over and says, hey, we're gonna need you to keep that down? Like, that person doesn't exist in real life. And I'm like the theaters, maybe they don't have the staffing, and most of the time when I go to theaters, they're like kids who are like 16 or 17 who don't give a shit about what is happening anywhere. But like, that's the part where it's like, because it shouldn't be on, like if I pay my money, I shouldn't be on me to be the a-hole, to be like, yo, like shut up. Like somebody should be doing their job and being like, yo, I came in the theater, this person acting a fool. Hey, I'm gonna need you to get your kids to sit down. They're ruining other people's experience. It's the theater's job to manage and police it, so they could be an asshole. They're not being an asshole. They're just saying, hey, like, this is not what you're supposed to be here for. If we say it,
discredit all the movie theater employees. Pee Wee Herman got caught. That one Republican got caught. there's a few out there, a few that are just really, their badge means something.
Right.
In today's theater, I don't think they care. And that's a cultural problem.
Yeah.
Because listen, I went to the theater. You know how I got this cup? I went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine, and which one did I get free? I don't know if I got the cup free or if I think I might have paid for the cup, and they gave me the popcorn thing that looks like, you know what? Like it's Hugh Jackman with his mouth like. Which I have to hide now because like I saw it and I brought it home. I was like, I can't have my kid looking at this like the whole time. So like I have it hidden in the closet. It's so stupid. But I didn't pay for it. And the guy was just like, screw this. The last one, you could just take it. Bro, you know how much they were selling these things for? Now, did I take it? Yes. Oh, yay. Join. Did you send it to her?
I will send it to her right now. Stand by, Reaper.
Oh, now I want to see what it looks like with 4 on this size.
Yeah.
David, is this still in your closet? Like somebody's going to open up your closet to grab a towel and they're just going to see Hugh Jackman? Okay. All right. Confirming.
I should put it in the bathroom closet for that, just for people. But my kid goes in there too. No, it's in my closet, up in the thing, all the way to the left, hidden. It's like it's dumb. It's like a collectible that like it's so inappropriate though. Like I thought it was hilarious until I realized I had a 9-year-old. And I was just like, oh, wait, I can't put this on my test. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yo, I was going to ask you something, and I can't remember what it was. Come back to me. I got to figure out what it was. It was a question.
Yeah. DJ.
Who went into the fight, Batman or Iron Man?
Oh, my gosh, this question.
Iron Man.
Why?
Dog.
Well, Batman kind of just polices a city. Iron Man's worldwide. It's the best way I could start off.
Wow.
I mean, and may I add, for all of his efforts, Gotham is still a shithole. He's not very effective.
He's not even good at his job.
That is true. I read somewhere that this is all his whole like therapy. Like he doesn't want it to get better because if he solves the problem, it's kind of like healthcare. If you solve the problem with healthcare, you don't have a job anymore, which is
Bro,
kind
his
of the point.
family has stock in Gotham where he keeps putting the people that break out. Batman is
Oh
a
my
villain.
god!
What do you mean in
Batman,
Arkham? In Arkham,
in
you mean?
Arkham, yeah, in Arkham.
Yeah.
Batman's a villain, bro. He's a straight villain. He
So would
takes
you watch?
billions of dollars to beat up on people, to have them get locked up, to come back, kill a whole bunch of people so he can beat up on them again. That is his therapy. But like, why not take the billions of dollars and fix the shitty part of
No.
Gotham?
So would you watch a What If they made a Batman villain arc? Kind of like
You
what they
mean
did
like
with
just
Injustice.
the regular show?
But it's not though, because he's very much the hero in that. And so you're very much in the minority.
To the people who are not watching it the way they should. There's a few of us out there that are like, we see this for what it is. We're unplugged from the Batman Matrix. You guys
But
are
that's
still
what I'm.
plugged into the Batman.
That's what I'm saying. Like kind of how the people are shifting on Glinda being the good witch. Now they're like, oh, she's really the villain. So
Time to shift on Batman.
Exactly.
I agree. It's time to shift on the Dark Knight.
That would be interesting. Like I'd be all about that.
Yeah.
Life.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like DC would never want to do it because he's God.
Don't
Batman
say
is
that
God in
because don't say that because we're on Joker's side. I mean, I won't say we all, but I'm on Joker's side. And what broke him, how society kicked him down. The most recent with Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay.
The first
I
one,
haven't-
not the second one.
I haven't seen the second one. Was it any
No.
good?
The second one.
Uh-huh.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you see the second one, Felix?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
nobody's seen the second one. It is apparently I saw a video where they were going back and forth and they were like, what's the worst comic book movie? Joker 2 or it didn't change from Joker 2 until it got to Madam Web. And then Madam Web stayed the whole way through until I forgot what beat it, but I also felt like I was just like I still would have went Madam Web. I forgot what beat it. I think Madam Web beat Halle Berry is still being worse.
Really?
Catwoman.
Wow.
Oh, Stucky Ducky Quack Quack, we got a celebrity in the house.
Yo, what's up, Reaper?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello.
I like
Yes.
the festivities.
Thanks. It's Christmas
Yeah.
time.
I like it.
So
Good stuff.
Oh,
what are
How
we
you
talking
feel?
about? What are we talking about? Who needs their opinions beat up?
David.
Yeah. So Batman is a
Usually,
villain.
David.
Batman is a villain. Okay.
Yes.
I know you can't see it, but my chair. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, I can see the Batman's.
Yes.
Oh wow!
So.
Okay, Dre. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, Dre.
Okay.
Batman have a lot of money.
He does.
He has a lot of money. Okay, he does have a lot of money.
Mhm.
Where the crime happens is predominantly in the poorest parts of Gotham. Is that correct?
That's true. That is true. That's true.
Does Batman's family have stock in Arkham?
Okay, so you're getting into there's layers to this. We have to peel back the layers to where the Wayne Corporation, Wayne Foundation money is going. Okay, so we have to separate. We have to separate the characters. We have Bruce Wayne, the billionaire playboy philanthropist, and then we have Batman. There's two different
No, he's
personalities.
not Iron Man. Come on. Don't use Iron Man terminology for Batman. We're not doing that.
God.
And I'm not separating Bruce and the Bat because they are one. No matter what their persona is out there, the problem is if he decided to make a difference, he would end his reign as Batman. So he can't do that because he likes being Batman and beating up on people, putting them in a place where his family gets paid off of it, just for them to break out, kill more people so that he could beat them up again and put them back and wash, rinse, repeat. How is he not the villain?
He's not the villain. I mean, you have people like Joker, you have people like Bane, like those are villains. Like
I'm not saying they're not villains too. You can have more than one criminal in the area. He just happens to be getting. He's just he's the white collared version.
Oh
he's
my
the one that
gosh.
they're praising.
If Batman was a villain, he would be like Lex Luthor, but he's not. He fights against Lex Luthor. So like,
You know what? You know why I think Batman is the villain, but why they praise him as God? Because it goes to show that a rich white man is still the most powerful being in the universe.
I can't. can't.
Hey, tell me I'm wrong. Like, is he not the most powerful person? Batman could defeat everybody with enough time and preparation. So that means that Batman is the most powerful being in the DC universe, and all he is a rich white man.
Yeah.
He could be an alien that can destroy everything by flicking it.
So I
But-
have discovered that Batman to you is Captain Marvel to me. So we will never see
She's
eye to
not a
eye.
villain. She's not a villain. She's
is
not
a
a good movie
villain.
character, but she's not a villain.
The
How's she a
movie version of Captain Marvel. I'm not talking about comic books. I'm just talking about the
Okay.
movie version. She's a villain because I don't like her, so that's fine.
So Reaper, is
I
it
don't like her. She's a villain.
is it because of Brie Larson or is it because of Carol Danvers that you don't like Captain Marvel?
So I don't like how Captain Marvel is depicted. Like, I was fine with the character in the comic books. Like, it was like, I mean, I still love when she gets her powers taken by Rogue. That's still a dope plot point. But I think they went a little bit too hard with "I am woman, hear me roar" with Captain Marvel instead of like Black Widow. Like the people who say, "Oh, you just don't like Captain Marvel because she's a woman." Like, no, we like. I mean, there's some problems with Black Widow too, but we love.
Are you talking about her? Are you talking about her movie?
See the Black Widow movie?
I was going to ask you
There was
that.
a lot of problems with.
Yeah.
Like
The
every
movie
other
was
version of
terrible.
her in the DC universe was amazing, and then they ruined it with her.
I just thought the movie itself was terrible. Like, it was a poor plot. Like, the story just was dumb. Like, and it came too late. Like,
Yeah,
and
way
the
too
acting
late.
was bad though. That's the weird part. If you go back and watch it, it's like they knew what they were making was bad. So even her acting was not bad in everything else that she played in as Black Widow leading up to it. And the worst part of her acting came in her own movie. I think it's because she knew it was crap.
it just came too late because like you just don't care anymore because like you already knew at that point that the character. Spoiler alert! If you don't know this by now, where have you been for the past 5
watching
years?
the wrong show.
You're watching the wrong show. But
Right.
Spoiler alert: Black Widow's dead. Oh my gosh! So by that point, she had already been dead. So like I'm watching this movie and I'm like, I can't find it in me to care because like nothing that she's doing matters. And so like,
Well,
They messed
All
up.
it was it was just to set up Florence's
Elena.
character.
Yeah, that's really all
Elena.
it was for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they could have made
and-
that a TV episode. Like she guest starred in like
that could have been an email.
Loki or something. And be like, I am the new Black Widow, and we'll be like, all
Well,
right,
she
cool.
did get star in was it
Hawkeye. Yeah, she was in
did
Hawkeye.
Never saw it.
Hawkeye.
Never saw it.
Dre, don't waste your time. I'm
I-
so mad.
You should watch it. You should.
It's
watch
on my
it.
No.
list. Like I still gotta
Don't
watch
waste your
Loki
time.
season 2. I'm gonna watch it because I'm gonna be a
Loki season
completionist.
2 is a must.
Yeah.
That's a
I'm
must.
I'm
watch.
behind. I'm behind.
Let's not talk about behind.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you notice there's somebody who's super quiet, right?
Right?
Let's not
wait,
talk
wait.
about behind, please.
Here's what makes me happy. My man Felix is about to start Daredevil from Netflix.
I'll go on the record saying that.
Ooh.
I have yet to find the time. Look, no, don't get hype. No, David, stop controlling this. Andrea, I'm gonna give you much to your credit in defending Batman. Don't ever let DJ try to depose you again. If you're trying to defend a point, don't let him lead with the questions.
I have learned from this Geeking Out stream that either Ty is going to be wrong about something or I'm going to have to defend something from DJ. Like I am well aware. I'm well aware.
Hey,
These two and their shenanigans.
if you can tell me, if you can honestly tell me that it's not weird that DC makes the most powerful person a rich white man, and we're all supposed to accept it. And look and you drank the Kool-Aid too.
Oh, okay,
by the way,
Dr. Umar.
Right?
Hey, listen.
Hotep with your.
Hey. Hey, you can call it what you want, but prove me wrong in this conversation because it makes zero sense that he is that powerful. It just does. It makes zero sense. But I get it.
But this is still coming from the universe where one of their main villains is Granny Goodness. So like we can't think too hard into
Yeah, but Granny Goodness is a dope character.
What?
Yes.
How do you figure that? You got to defend that one, my friend.
Oh my
Okay, so number one, I love Darkseid's whole gang because it's so insanely like no. a gangster ass grandma that just kills people. Like that is an amazing story, bro. A guy that dresses up like a bat, but for some reason can destroy everybody in life, and he has zero powers, but he has money. But for some reason, he could. That's such a horrible story. It's such a horrible story.
He's
It
got
makes
a
you have to
tragic
believe. So,
backstory. He's like every other like superhero
I'm
out
sorry, his parents got killed. So yeah, everybody's parents gets killed at some point
He
in those
turned to a light.
universes. Spider-Man,
He turned to a
Spider-Man
light
lost his
of
parents
crime.
and his uncle
and his aunt.
and his aunt. Actually, and in the MCU, I'm sorry, nobody has it worse than Spider-Man. I give
agree.
it to like I give a close second to Letitia Wright's Black Panther.
Oh
for what
yeah.
she's lost.
No,
But
I say
you
Thor
don't-
is higher than
Ow.
than Shuri.
How? She
No.
lost her mama. She lost her daddy. She lost
dad,
her
she
brother.
lost her brother. Like nah, bro. And she lost her mama like right there in her arm, bro. Like
I'd have to
your
disagree.
mama
I think
right
Thor's
there.
gonna be all right. He gonna be all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And you know what though? Thor had what, thousands of years?
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I hate to
Even
say
though Thor
this,
says
but
that he's like, I'm a couple thousand years old. I'm like, bro, like
I hate to say this, but Ty, I think your moniker of Ty is wrong is coming to light in this discussion.
Oh, stop it!
it's back. Ty is wrong is back. We're getting
We need
t-shirts made,
t-shirts.
ladies and gentlemen.
We need our merch shop. We do need to get it up though, like for real.
That's funny.
No, like real talk though, man. Like, I do think that because I think I think the whole point of Darkseid is to have somewhat ridiculous characters around because he's so powerful. And I like the fact that his whole thing is warping people. Like you saw, like how he tried to warp Supergirl to be like his ultimate thing. Like a jacked up grandma that is like going around killing people, but like granny goodness. Like that's such a perfect villain for him to have with him because it's so warped and twisted. That's like, because would you ever think of a grandma as being a villain?
Yes.
I mean, that's what
my God.
they think of like witches. Think about Snow White. That was an old lady.
Right. Have you seen the?
She wasn't nobody
grandma
grandma though.
She's old, and she could be somebody's mama.
Right. Same thing with the lady in Rapunzel.
Yeah, Mother Gothel.
Mother Gothel. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
wait, time out. All these people are older. I get that, but are they grandmamas or are they mamas or stepmamas?
You don't know. We don't know.
I don't want to do this.
Wait, no. In all the stories, they always are stepmoms or moms. They're never grandmamas.
All right. What about Encanto then? Abuela. She's a grandmother.
Yeah.
She wasn't a villain.
Abuela was
Oh my gosh, she was a villain.
How is
Stop.
she not a villain? Stop it.
1,000%.
Have you not
This
seen that
misguided
movie?
old lady, but she was not a villain.
Misguided. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. She literally kicked her son out of the core group because of his visions, and he was banished to the inside of the house with the rats. If that is not villainous behavior, I don't know what is.
This is true. But much to your point, DJ, like there's nothing like a twisted grandma, and I think America agrees because we saw the rise of Medea.
Thor and Star-Lord have it worse. I can't. Banished.
Thank you. Always focus. Thank you. Focus.
Thor and Star-Lord have it worse. Okay. Oh, it sucks. Your mom got cancer that your dad put in the brain. Okay, yeah, that's terrible. But did he lose his?
That is pretty harsh.
But did he lose? But did Sarah lose his entire family? No, he just lost his mom
And his dad. He had to kill his dad.
I mean,
He had to kill his dad.
Yeah, in Guardians too. Yeah.
I'm not saying that they don't have it bad, but to lose your brother, to lose your dad, to lose your mom.
When it comes to like how, I feel like it was Letitia Wright, but Peter Parker lost everybody, including everybody. Like not just his mom, his dad, his uncle, his aunt. He had to get rid of everybody in order for. So now nobody knows who he is. So he lost his girl. He lost his best friend.
Yep.
He lost. Nobody has it as bad as Peter Parker. I'm sorry. Like,
But he still has superpowers. No, I'm not accepting that. He still has superpowers.
Thor still has superpowers. Black Panthers have superpowers. That's not that doesn't mean like, but they still have people that know who they are and can love them. Nobody knows who he is anymore. He has been forgotten by everybody in the MCU.
Yep.
Some people would pay for that. Some people would arguably pay for that. Are you kidding me? I am not falling for these tears, these white tears. No, sir.
I would love to know who would pay for the concept of losing their parents, their uncle, their auntie that raised them, and their best friend, their lover, and then everybody else on the planet. That person who's paying for that is a miserable son of a gun. And if they have powers, they're not using them for good.
DJ, you just hang around the internet long enough. I'm sure they're going to line up and tell you.
Yeah.
I'd be all right if that happened.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, what I do like is that we have established that Batman is a villain. Thank you for that, Drea.
We have not established that Batman is a villain, and you heard it here that I will defend to my last breath that Batman is not a villain. So, no.
And I'll let you defend that, rich white man. You go, girl.
I can't.
So Reaper and Felix missed this question earlier. The reshoots that we've seen for Captain America 4, is that a good thing, a bad thing, a neutral thing, or an expected thing? How do you feel about all those reshoots?
I'm still here. I'm just changing battery on the camera.
What do you think?
So I'm gonna be quite honest with y'all. I am not.
Don't do this. Don't do it.
I didn't even get it out yet.
I know what you're going
to say.
I know what you're gonna say.
I wish they would have kept Sam as Falcon.
Okay. Why is that?
I just like him as Falcon, and I know there's many iterations of Captain America. I don't have a problem with the Black Captain America. I just don't like the merging of Falcon's powers with Captain America. Like, I think it should be separate. Like, you should have the shield without the wings, if that makes sense. Like, it has nothing to do with him being black. It just has to do with his design. Like, either you're Falcon or you're Captain America. Like, you can't be both.
So what would he add to the table though? Because Steve had the serum, so he had all the super strength, super speed, super cognitive ability, all the different things. Meanwhile, Sam is still just regular dude in the flight suit, and so how could he be Captain America without his flight suit and without like that part of his history?
Exactly.
Back to her original point.
You just said one point.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm gonna have to second that. I'm gonna back my titty to drink.
Wow.
That's funny.
And I'm sorry. I know you're upset. Like I loved that. So I know people didn't really like Winter Soldier. Oh goodness. Thor lost his mom, his dad, brother, his eye, half his people, and then was kind of the reason Thanos won because he didn't go for the head. No, I have to disagree with the last point. The reason that Thanos won was because of stupid Star-Lord asking the questions at the wrong time.
Yes, I do agree with that.
Peter can get MJ and Ned and happy to love him again. Thor has no one except the daughter of his rival.
You didn't see Love and Thunder, Dre.
Oh, I sure did not. Yeah. What is that? What is that?
Yeah, that was a terrible movie.
I'm sorry, but Thor can get laid anytime he wants.
Oh my god!
And probably so many planets that he wants. And
with a dad bod.
Drea is not disagreeing with me. And by the way, the dad bod goes away. He comes back to the guy. I saw your face, Drea. I saw the face. And I'm like, hey, I'm not mad at you. I get it. I saw the face.
I didn't say anything. Listen, I was just minding my black business over here. Okay.
Let's be real, Dre. How many thirst trap? I'm sorry. I was just saying, how many thirst trap videos do you have on your stream, though? Let's be real.
None of Thor.
Yet. But
now, if you were to ask
I was
me,
dating somebody when Avengers 1 came out, and she was like, I only want to see it to see him. And if he took his shirt off.
Who said this?
Yes. This woman I was dating back in the day. And I was just like, wow. Like, she would watch these movies if Thor was in it and he took his shirt off.
That's hilarious.
You
I
know
mean,
what's funny?
I don't blame her, but
I know people like that as well. Like there's this one woman that I used to work with, and she's very much that way. Where's my husband? Like anything that he's in, I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah.
okay, we are missing the plot, people. Like, let people like what they like, okay?
Hey, I'm
No
not saying there's
shade.
anything wrong with it.
But
No, I
that's
don't
why
care.
I'm saying that Thor will be fine because Thor is fine. He'll be fine.
That's funny.
Peter Parker is barely grown. He's what, like 19 now, and he's got to get a real job, and he's got no money, and he's got no friend. Listen,
But hold on. You're speaking of the point that Thor can be with anybody. Let's not act like Peter Parker ain't got Black Cat. He ain't got MJ. He got Saber. Like, come on.
well,
I'm sure
talking,
he'll be
we're
fine.
talking MCU. We're talking MCU because
I'm
that's
sure
where we
they'll
are.
come along.
And I think we're getting Black Cat in this movie actually.
Oh,
Really?
in
In
the
the fourth
latest
one?
one?
Yeah, I forgot who they just casted, but everybody believes that she's gonna be playing Black Cat.
Interesting. I don't know how she
Maybe
fits in
because
with this Peter though.
well, so here's the kicker: Sony is pushing back on Marvel because Marvel wanted to take the next version of the Spider-Man to the ground level, like we grew up reading. And
Right.
that's so because what we watched was an entire origin to get to this point of the Spider-Man we knew, which was super dope because
I thought it was so well done. Yeah.
Sony wants to take it back to being galactic, and like
Why?
because Sony's stupid. Have you seen their movies?
I have. Yeah, and Cosmic Spider-Man was never fun for me. Like when he got the powers of Captain Marvel, I'm just like, this is so dumb. I don't like it. Universe can.
I wanted ground level Spider-Man. I want to eventually get the Spider-Man Daredevil team up, which Marvel was talking about, because they're like, hey, we can start having a lot of fun with this group. And
Could
eventually,
you
yes.
imagine?
Can you?
I'm
Oh
sorry.
my
Could you imagine him if Charlie Cox? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that'd be amazing.
Like we got to see them on screen together as Peter and
Matt. Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah.
But Marvel's like, we want to see Daredevil and Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
And Sony's like, no, man, we need to make it more of like a
This
grand.
just made me think of this because you were talking about Daredevil, and the last time we saw Daredevil was in She-Hulk. I saw an article.
Okay.
I saw an article, guys.
Oh,
They're
She-Hulk season 2.
Yeah, they're thinking about doing a season 2 of She-Hulk.
Why?
I didn't even finish the first season.
Why?
Because
people really liked
the
it.
actress, I liked it. The actress was not the
Wait,
problem.
what? Okay, we
The
weren't geeking out at that time.
CGI.
Wait, time out. All right, so we got to talk about that, dude. Like, how on earth do you like She-Hulk as a good Marvel property? This is like blowing my mind right now.
I hated it.
It was pretty bad.
Thank you.
I didn't think the story was wrong. I thought that the CGI was so bad it's hard to watch, which makes it hard to get into the story because the CGI was some of the worst that I felt like somebody's cousin was in a garage making their show. Like that's how bad at times it looked. And I was like, this is Marvel. What are you doing? Like to put that product out was a disjustice to what I think the actress brought to the table because I liked her. Like
to say it was a cousin in a garage is a disjustice. That came out of a Taliban cave. That CGI was so damn bad.
That's funny. But I agree.
The FBI is now watching our.
Hey, if it gets us more views, let's go.
We're being monitored.
But Steve's power was his heart. That's what made him a good leader. Yeah, I agree with that. But going back to She-Hulk, there was no story. Like it was just like flavor of the week. It was one of those like a very disjointed arc.
But I don't mind that. But the stories were stupid. Like, why do I care about Wongers and the dream? Oh my gosh! Like, who cares about what was her Madison. with an eye?
Yeah.
No, but not where you think.
I want more Madison. I'm sorry, but I want more Madison.
I
want more Madison in the MCU. I hope Wongers and Madison come back together in whatever in the next Avengers movie. I think it would be hilarious. I thought it was funny. I didn't mind She-Hulk working with Megan Thee Stallion. I know people are like whatever, and I'm like, listen, it's not for. I understand it's demographics that they're reaching, and Ty, we've had this conversation before. I like it when you have properties for different demographics
Yeah,
that
I have
can
I have
still
the
somehow come
demographic.
together.
I'm
Yeah, I
the
have no problem with
demographic,
that.
and I didn't like it.
Right.
Which is fine.
I love Megan Thee
Like
Stallion, but
like
I
some people
hated
didn't
that.
like Miss Marvel, and I thought Miss Marvel was great for the audience that they were trying to reach. I was like, this makes so much sense. This is a really good story and a good way they're doing it for that audience. It's not going to be for every audience, but man, for that audience, yeah, I absolutely was like, yeah, that makes sense. Yes, I like She-Hulk.
See, okay.
Listen,
I think we're all in agreement. We can say it.
David is wrong.
David is wrong.
David is
How about-
wrong.
wait. I'm okay with being wrong on this. I will say this. What I liked about it was I honestly liked the end. I like the fact she broke the fourth wall. I like that Kevin was like the whatchamacallit. I thought it was funny. I thought it was a cute thing. I honestly thought something happened when it went to the Apple screen. Like I was that guy that I was like, what the hell? What did I hit? And when I saw it, I was like, bro, that's funny because I 1,010% thought I did something wrong. I got swerved. But I enjoyed it, man. I like the fact that now I will say this. It was very anticlimactic. Because then when it went back, it was just like, okay, now we're good. And I was just like, I also think that's funny because it's such an asshole way to end the show. And I'm an asshole. So I think that's another reason why I liked it. The show ended in such an asshole way. I will give anybody all that. It was such an asshole ending to the show. But I think that's why I like it because I'm an asshole. I didn't
even finish it because I couldn't make it to the end. Like I was like, I'm gonna tune in every week.
Did you see the Daredevil episode?
I saw the leading up to the Daredevil episode, and then I was like, I can no longer continue.
I love that.
I liked the Daredevil episode was fun when they had the fights. That was fun. I liked it.
It was not fun. It was a travesty. Yeah. Like with him doing the walk of shame because they hooked up. Nah,
that was funny to me. That was hilarious to me.
That was
absolutely hilarious.
Get out of here! Like, get out of here! I don't like Happy Matt. Give me sad, brooding.
People were upset with that because they were just like, "What's like?" He was way too happy in the show versus the brooding.
Yeah, and like I'm okay with him being at peace with he's finally come at peace to be Daredevil and that sort of thing, and finally able to merge his two halves together. That's good. But
we haven't seen that yet because the last time we saw Daredevil, he was still broody. Like
absolutely, and that's why it was such a shift in his character. And Felix, you haven't seen this yet, but that was a big part of his stories. How does he balance the two lives? Because they keep clashing and colliding with each other, and they're not congruous. And
he had sex with a Hulk. You know how many people could say that in this world? That's why that man was happy, and it must have been good because she threw it back on him because he walked out and he was happy as all get out.
I guess.
Bro, he didn't have sex with her. She had sex with him. Like
okay, so what did She-Hulk bring to the MCU? Like, we have Loki, it brought more backstory, it was supposed to bring in Kang and all that, but at least what happened with that.
It allowed a lower floor for ideas to just come out and throw a budget behind.
Like,
that's what happened.
Absolutely. She-Hulk brought us the Hulk son in the worst way humanly possible. And that way, I will tell you this. That upset me when I saw it, and for some reason he was bald up until like back here, and I was just like, "What is happening? Why are we doing this? Did we run out of budget with CGI hair, and so we just stopped halfway up?" Because in no comic book have I ever seen him look like a monk.
Oh my god!
I was like,
boo this man, but Batman is a villain, right? I can't.
Yeah.
You'll be on the island all by yourself defending She-Hulk.
Hey, listen,
I didn't like how easy it was for her to control her anger. Like that whole rant that she went on as far as like her being a woman and having to deal with this every single day of her life. That was enough for her to be able to control her anger. But Bruce, having dealt with this for like 17 billion years, he still has a struggle with, turning into the Hulk and stuff. Well, not a fan.
You may not be a fan, but sometimes that is how it happens in real life, though.
Yeah, but
men don't have. Wait.
No.
Anger that they have to control.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I just sometimes as women, we are not allowed to be angry in certain things, and so we have to learn how to like put it behind a wall.
Dre,
Well,
I think
I'm
that's
not. Wait,
really-
wait, wait, wait. Let me finish. Let me finish. I'm not saying that men don't do that. I'm just saying that as someone who has experienced this personally, the times that I have let my anger show through has negatively affect me, and so I've had to learn to keep that anger inside so that I don't get portrayed as a certain stereotype, if you will. That's all I'll say on that. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but as someone who has personally experienced this in my day-to-day life, even today, yeah.
Ty,
Hey, can we tell you why you're wrong?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, I'm kidding.
So Ty, no, he's not. He's not kidding.
No.
For someone who has had to, who's had the opportunity to be inside of like women led like inside organizations where they have like women employee resource groups and stuff, and when you hear, if you're privileged enough to be in there as a dude and you hear some of the shit that they go through from that perspective, it is not what men go through. It is drastically different, and we'll never understand it because it's impossible to walk in somebody else's shoes like
Of
that.
course.
Even people who used to say that, like, we've taken that saying out because you can't do that, but you can understand like feelings. Like when I hear upset, disappointed, scared, angry, like we've been all those things, so that's how we connect people. But it's not the same, bro. It is. There is a drastic difference. And I'll use this reference. If Batman loses his shit and gets angry and starts beating the hell out of somebody, we would probably celebrate it. Because every time we're like, look at him, he's finally cutting loose. Let's go. I don't think if Batgirl does the same thing, I don't think she's getting that same love. I really don't.
She's so emotional. Why can't she control her emotions?
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. She wouldn't get the same love as we give Batman, the main villain.
I think partially because she's just a clone. You know, she's just a gender swap.
Oh gosh! Oh.
And so that's another topic. But in terms of going back to She-Hulk and Hulk, that's what I care about. We're bringing us into the real world. I'm talking about She-Hulk and Hulk. Hulk has been hulking out for like 17 million years. How on earth is he still struggling and she gets it on the second day of being a Hulk? That's not good character development for me. I'd much rather her see or her go through the struggle bus and be like, oh, I really got to control this. I really got to do X, Y, and Z on top of all the stuff that she just mentioned.
Even if she controlled it even though she controlled it at that moment, look at how she loses it in other moments where it's not in full control. It still comes out. The episode where she loses it, like with this, because again, here's the kicker. You know another reason why I like the show? Because they went after her the way people go after women's celebrities, especially when they released like the sex tape thing. And like, so everybody's watching this and she's like, what the fuck? And you see her snap. But that's a real thing that women celebrities have to go through. And it's cool as people might think it is that they can watch, oh, somebody got leaked and everything else. Imagine if you're that person and the entire world has access to you in the most private and intimate way that you would never want them to have. And your daddy can have a chance to see it. And your grandmama know about it. And everybody know. Bro, that is a horrible. And she snaps and she was right to snap. And they looked at her and said, how dare you not control it? Bro, let that happen to a dude and he snaps. They'd be like, he was justified. Look what happened to him. They still looked at her like, you're wrong. You should have been able to keep it together, woman. And that's crazy, bro. That's absolutely insane.
Before I ask what I'm about to ask, I just wanted it to be known on the record. I had this question before David went on his rant. But did she ask for her powers?
No, she did not.
She did not.
It was a car accident.
See, that's also a major difference. You're talking about a scientist that researched up the formula for these powers, decided to self-microdose, and then he can't control his anger, and then you have somebody that happened accidentally. I think that's more points towards She-Hulk, and I did not think I would end up here. She made the best of her situation. That is amazing. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And what did she, and what, how did she want to use her powers? She said, I would still rather use my powers because heroes don't get great representation in the court of law. And I would rather look at a different way of utilizing that power. And she tried to actually do that and change a narrative. And that to me is where I'm just like, bro, like, so that's why I was just like, watch it as a potential legal show. And mind you, remember, I told you I like genres. So I like it when Marvel tries to go after, like, you know, like when Winter Soldier came out, we're like, it's a political thriller. That's what makes this great.
Yeah.
Because it's not a comic book movie, it's this.
Right.
Miss Marvel is a coming of age story, like and not your traditional one. in a way that when are we ever going to see a coming of age story about a Muslim girl with powers and have to be able to accept that in the United States of America? Like, that's a bold choice. And it did it, even though they changed the story, I was okay with how they changed the story, because if you look at the story in the comic, what does she actually become? She becomes a clone of Miss Marvel, even down to the look. And I'm like, do we really want to see this?
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I've never read.
Oh yeah, bro. She takes upon like the form of Captain Marvel. Like, so she becomes a white girl. Like, so she had, like, in the comic, she's more complex because she's like identity crisis. Like, I'm going to look like this white woman and everything else.
So
and
she
I'm like, we don't want to
like
see that.
Jessica Alba and Fantastic Four.
Oh.
And on that note, I do have to bounce out, friends, because I got a little thing I got to do since I'm leaving for a couple of days. But it has been a great chat. We got to do this more. I'm glad StreamYards is working for y'all. And I'll
not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday.
I'll have to check my schedule. I might be working.
I think that's the 17th. If I
actually, I'm my last shift is December 15th, so I might be free.
Look at there, 17th. Yeah.
All right.
All right, friends.
All right.
I'll holler at y'all later.
Peace. All right. So to that point, though, yeah, you know, I struggle with shows like She-Hulk because, like, I wanted to like it because all of the check the boxes conversations, like, you know, we got a woman lead, we got this, that, and everything else. All that stuff is good. You know, we need stuff like that. And again, I may not have been the true demographic of that particular show, but because I like comic book movies, I should be able to enjoy it and be able to just make my way into this new world. And for me, it just missed the mark so badly that it makes me hate the character, because, like, I like She-Hulk in the comics. Like, I read her comics and I was fine with it. I have no beef. And that's a big, bold statement for me to say, because, you know, I don't like derivatives. You know this. Like, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You think everything that's similar is wrong. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Let's say they didn't shit on it and the CGI was up to par, like high quality, like we get in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still think it gets as much hate?
Yes, because the CG for me wasn't the part that made it the worst part. Yeah, that was a bad part of it, but that's an easy fix. Just give them more time and, you know, pay them properly. Good to go.
Yeah, but we got a whole season of bad CGI, and imagine this. So I'll give you an example, because I had to ask myself this. I saw Gladiator 2.
Okay.
And it's bad, but I didn't know if I thought it was bad. At the beginning, I was like, am I not liking this because what they did at the beginning? So at the beginning of the IMAX movie, I told you this, they showed an 8-minute behind the scenes thing about the movie we were about to watch. And we were all like, this movie's already long. We don't want to see, like, you go to a movie to escape reality and go into this world. And what you're going to do right before we get into this is give us the reality of how it's fake and give us behind the scenes where people are talking with weird accents that they're not using in the movie. Right. And showing us parts in the movie that we're about to watch that weren't in trailers.
Yeah, that's happening more often. You're so right. And that bothers me. I'm glad you brought that up.
I was they did it in the theater before the movie started. Yeah. So I'm like, what? And it had a timer at the top left, 8-minute countdown. I'm like, this is the longest 8 minutes of my life. What are you doing? Stop showing. And so I was so angry going into that.
Yeah.
I was like, am I hating this movie because I'm angry because of what they did at the beginning? Or is it just bad? Mind you, it's bad storytelling. But with She-Hulk, the CGI was so bad, immediately anger was there. It's hard to get away from those feelings when you're like, hey, I have an expectation. And that was not just a letdown, but that was like a what? Like, it's almost insulting that you did this to us, because we know what you can do, and yet you chose to do this to us. And you know, through all of that before you can even get to the story.
You know, for me, all of that stuff comes secondary, you know, because, like, for me, I'm looking at the story first. All the other technical stuff, I can let that go if the story hooks me, you know, because I've seen some really bad productions, and I put that in quotation marks in the sense of, you know, the camera wasn't the greatest, the sound wasn't the greatest, the the lighting wasn't the greatest, so on and so forth. But the story was so good that I was just like, I'm hooked, And so for me, the story itself was just so bad that I just could not get into it. And so it made me start looking at all the other pieces that were wrong. And so you started, bad story, can't get into it. Bad, lighting, bad CG, bad this, bad editing. Like I remember the scene with Bruce and what's her face, Jen, driving in the car before the accident, and she's eating he's eating the Cheetos with the chopsticks. Like that editing was so bad. It was just like, what is going on with this edit? Who edited this? This is making me mad because I'm sure this person is amazing, but for whatever reason, they're just missing all of these. This is a bunch of jump cuts and a bunch of craziness happening, and I'm just like, I can't do it. This is episode 1, 2, and so I'm already like,
let me
like this. Look at it right there. You said it. In episode 1, I was already. You couldn't get past. I'm telling you.
DJ, hold on. Let me try this litmus test that you brought out there because it's good. Did you feel that way in Smile 2?
I never
watch it yet.
Yeah. I have not seen it.
Okay, wait. We talked about this, and I didn't want to go see it because in a week it's coming out on Paramount. So why would I go to the theater and watch it in 1 week? It's coming out on Paramount.
Because you still haven't watched it. And I keep telling you how awesome it is. And I may have ruined it because it happens at the beginning. I said it once, I'll say it again. You're going to have the actress come out, the main actress.
See, we don't ruin stuff. We don't ruin stuff.
Oh, no, nope. He got dropped.
Nope. No, he's still there.
Did you do that on purpose?
I did. I was like, you're not going to ruin this. I'm going to watch it next week. I don't want to know.
You did the same thing for Gladiator 2. That's not even fair. That's still in the theater.
I didn't tell you anything about the movie except for like if you go watching an IMAX, you're going to get an 8-minute behind the scenes, which is unnecessary. I didn't tell you anything.
And the people are talking with funny accents and they don't match. I was giving you the same amount of context. That's not fair.
No. That's not in the movie. That's the behind the scenes when you're getting the real person talking, and then you watch them in a movie and they're playing somebody from Greece. But in real life, they're from Australia, and you're like, oh my God. So now I just heard this person in an Australian accent, and now I'm about to watch a movie 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to believe that they're from Greece. And wait, I just want to say something. I could be a scroll, but if you like Gladiator 2, there's a couple of things. You didn't watch those about to die on Peacock because that was a significantly better production. It was the same timeline, a significantly better story, much more well put together, and it didn't just have a random black person that felt like it was thrown in without it really making sense. And I'm sorry, but Denzel's character wasn't for me. Your music got much louder by the way, Ty.
I'll turn it down. But you are literally the first person that says that. Everybody's praising Denzel's character and stuff like that, and I was on the cross taking the nails basically because I was saying that Denzel speaking with his normal regular everyday accent is throwing me off because they're in ancient Rome, but he sounds like he's straight out of New York.
Yeah,
and I'm just
bro, it's so everybody else has this accent from that time, and he is training day Denzel.
Not really, because it's all mostly British, UK, and that's and so that's not accurate either. And so
but everybody else has an accent, and then he's from America, like 1,010%. Like I was just waiting for him to be like, "What up, my nigga?" And we're like, "There it
is." and that's the thing for me too. Like, I don't know what somebody speaking with a Latin accent, in English would sound like. Because that was a lot of the arguments that I would get. It's like, oh, they're all speaking English. Nobody spoke English in ancient Rome. It's like, yes, I know this, but you can at least sound like you come. Like if I'm doing a movie in Germany, and everybody's speaking English, I'd want them to have a German accent at least, right? Somebody
sound like Arnold. Think 300, like the way they sounded.
That's a terrible example because Gerard Butler's from Scotland, and he has the Scottish accent. He's like, Leonidas. So that's a terrible example.
Okay, well, if you listen to how everybody else talks, though, nobody sounds like they're from America in that movie.
Correct.
And in Gladiator 2, Denzel is 1,010% from New York, California, wherever the hell he's from. He's from there. Mm-hmm. And he and I think this is what's hard for me with Denzel because I've enjoyed him so much. I think I understand why he's calling it quits.
Really?
Because he said he's got a couple movies lined up that he's doing, and that's it. Because he can't be anybody else in the movie anymore. He's just Denzel,
Right.
and he's gonna be good. He's gonna pull that role through and everything, but he's gonna be Denzel.
Right.
And he was Denzel in this movie. I didn't think he was somebody else. I was just watching Denzel kind of feel like you're out of place in this whole big Greek huge production, which storyline is so choppy and so predictable. And the only time it's unpredictable is it's dumb. It's like that doesn't even make any sense. And and the other, I just hate when stories set something up, and then when they see like, oh God, we need to pivot, they don't have a good reason to pivot. They just do it, and they don't just to for the benefit of where they want to go, not for the story itself. And that's what Gladiator. It will pivot if you go watch it. It won't, just watch it. But I'm telling you, when it shifts, it makes shifts for the purpose of where they want to get to, not for the story that they were telling. Because it makes zero sense for the story they were telling. And that's my problem with Gladiator 2. Because Gladiator 1 tells a great story.
Absolutely.
It tells a great story from beginning to end.
Absolutely.
And there's a connection to Gladiator 1. And to me, I'm like, you're ruining something that was really good. And that to me sucks. Because like I would rather not remember that this happened and just remember Gladiator 1 for what it is. I'm also biased because I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is an amazing multiverse movie, and then I saw Doctor Strange Multiverse, which is a hot garbage multiverse movie. And so,
Ty, what?
No, I just tried to ignore him.
Now I understand the Ty is wrong moniker. What? We're gonna be on for 24 hours if you get me started. I worship Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay, you gotta help me out because like I was like waiting for something good to happen in that entire movie and I did not get there. So what is it that you like?
Story.
Okay. What makes it phenomenal though? Because like I keep hearing that, but I'm not seeing it. So I gotta put me into your perspective.
So may I, Felix, or do you want to?
Yeah, because I wasn't gonna go with phenomenal story. So please, the floor is yours.
In cultures, particularly the Asian culture, that trauma, that kind of you're not good enough parenting thing is real. And so for people I know who come from that culture, it hit them in ways where it's just like, holy shit, like that's like I knew people who cried like bro. Even in Hispanic cultures, you see that in certain Hispanic cultures, especially from South America, like that's a big thing. And so I thought to be able to tell that story in such the unique way that they did, not only tapped into the ability to bring in how families can truly jack up each other, how parents can jack up their kids with this whole kind of trying to make them something. It did it in such an amazing way to make their daughter become this villain, Jojobi, or I forget how you say the name. But then if you take that story that you could have told in a very regular way and to bring it into so many unique ways of telling it, where some of them were just super cool to be able to see, some of them were so silly it was just funny, but nothing felt like it was completely out of the realm. Even the point of when they were rocks, they were so profound in that conversation. You just reading the conversation, it was so profound on the talk that they were having. I was just like, what is happening? When I watched that movie, I cracked up laughing. I teared up and was ready to cry. I learned while I watched the movie. I was like, this is deep. And then some of it, I was like, this is so silly. This is absolutely hilarious because she turned stuff into a dildo and beat this dude's hat. Bro, I've never seen a movie. The movie was the epitome of the name. Like it was Everything Everywhere All at Once because it was funny. It was sad. It was silly. It was serious. It was profound. It was the most insane thing you ever. It was everything that the title said. And that to me, I thought was amazing. From a writer's perspective, how they came up with that to write that story, to me, it was like, cool, bro. Insane. And then when I see that the Russo brothers are behind it, I'm like, now I get it.
I think there were a lot of good concepts. Absolutely. I will agree with that. I think it didn't know what it wanted to be. And so all the different things that you're talking about, as far as it being sometimes serious, sometimes this, sometimes that, it was jarring for me. And for me, the comedy didn't land. Like when like the moment that you were just talking about, I'm just like, this is stupid. Like when she had the ridiculous fingers for hands, like the hot dog fingers. I was like, this is stupid. When she had to do everything by her feet because the evolution did the feet stuff. Like, this is stupid, you know. And so like I get what you're saying, and I can definitely see what you're saying, but those things just didn't land for me, and that's why I'm just like, this is stupid. Can't do it.
It's not your comedy.
It's not. No.
That could be true. And so I'm a pretend physicist. I am interested in all things like probably 10 orders of magnitude smarter than I actually am. And so how they broke down string theory and then consequently the multiverse was my favorite part of the movie. And so be it the rocks, be it the sausage fingers, be it everything else, it's like, how many infinite possibilities are there out there? And how can you take me through without getting bored or it feeling monotonous? And the movie was fun. I genuinely had fun throughout from start to finish, and how they chapterized it helped me almost contain how much fun I had and say, oh, I need to come back to that. And I thought that was pretty genius too. And then how are you getting chapters in a movie? Like it almost read like a book. And so between those three things that I mentioned and just great acting, that's what I'm going to highlight. I wasn't going to say great storytelling. The acting was just, I couldn't tell it wasn't real. I had to like pinch myself every so often. Like, wait, hold on. This is not the real world. You're going to have to leave this theater at some point. And I didn't want to leave. I wanted to continue to see them progress through this story and potentially see so many more arcs. And that's what I think they've also set up for, because we were seeing one story arc through one little string, and they show you like the kind of the connections. They could keep going on, and taking how silly our human rules are, our what some would call principles, what some would call our decorum, and kind of holding it through a looking glass of the ever expansive universe. That part right there is exciting to me. Will they do it? I don't know. Can they do it to the success of the first one? I'm doubting it even more. But they can, and that's exciting. So when I saw Doctor Strange afterwards, I was like, he didn't do as much as everything, and it was ruined.
Well, that was as well.
Yeah.
But I think this part of the conversation really shows how there's just an audience for everybody, and you're not gonna like everything, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good, viable project. You know, and there are so many times where people get worried, I'm, you know, myself included, where it's just like, oh, I don't know who this is going to resonate with. Can this actually sell? Can this actually make money and stuff like that? But as long as you know who your demographic is, who you're trying to reach, and just go and talk to them, you're good to go. You know, I always bring up the Sharknado conversation. Like, somebody thought it would be a great idea to make a movie about sharks flying in a tornado.
I love you, Ty, and I agree with what you said, except for in this movie where you're wrong. And the only reason why I say that is awards doesn't necessarily mean everything at times, but like this movie, when it got the awards it did, I think it should have, because I don't think that they made this with a particular group in mind. Because when you look at that story, like, yes, there's going to be certain people that resonated with. That's almost any, like, if you make any movie where there's a character that looks like you or similar, then like, it has a more potential chance of resonating with that person. I get that. But so many different graphics like this movie for so many different reasons, some same, some different, and it was all over the board, but overarchingly, it was one of the most positively reviewed movies.
Was it really?
Yes. Oh my God. Rotten Tomato scores was almost at 100. It was at 100 for a while.
I didn't realize that.
And so that's why I'm like, this movie did something that was different, because it was like, one, I'm going to say something. In the United States, it crushed it. Who is out? You know, there's one very known white actor in this movie, Jamie Lee Curtis, who crushed it in that role, by the way. Not a Jamie Lee Curtis role, and she did. She's fantastic.
I had no idea who she was. Like, Destiny had to break it down to me. Like, you know who that is? And I'm like, wow. I couldn't even see her in any other role.
She did a great job.
Yeah.
Michelle, she just absolutely destroyed that role. Like, you empathize with her. You looked at her sometimes and were like, you're absolutely horrible in what you've done. Like she just like she took you up and down. And her daughter, which I will say this, for all the praise, now mind you, the dude that plays the husband, who was from Indiana Jones, and which is and it shot him back into stardom, and we got to see him in Loki season 2, and he did a great job there too. But that work that he did in that movie was so amazing. Those switches, bro, to where it was just
Switches, yeah.
And it's going right at it. I'm like, I think about the writing is great, but from an actor's stance,
Yeah.
Not only has that have to be fun, but the challenging of having to play so many different characters in one film and have to go like this sometimes, like back to this and then back to this and then back to this. I was so impressed with everything from the directing, from the cinematography, from the acting to the writing, and I couldn't find the flaw. I saw it probably 5 times, and one time I watched it to find the flaw because I was just like, there's no such thing as a perfect movie. And I'm mad because I'm like, I can keep watching this movie and I keep laughing.
It's still awesome.
Laughing.
I bought it in 4K immediately as it was available. And something I'll share with our larger audience. I know you two already know this, but I had the opportunity to do a reading of a script of Ty's. I don't know if that's public info or not, but that's when I truly got an appreciation for how you need to show up to act in a scene. And everything that you just described right there, David, allowed me to appreciate this movie even more. And I didn't think it was possible. I'm already raving and ranting about it, but to switch the tempo, to switch your accent, to switch everything. You have to switch everything about who you are, sometimes within the same scene. Who knows where the edits are? That's another great thing. Who knows where the edits are? She-Hulk, are you listening? Allows me to appreciate this movie from every single lens. I want to take a writing lens. I could take a journey on that acting lens, take a journey. The music, I could take a journey. The graphics and VFX, I could take a journey. Like I can, whatever I'm looking for to appreciate in the movie, I feel like it has it. And I am super biased. I hope. And I promised you we would talk about this movie forever because that's the one that probably has stolen my heart and bumped my favorite movie spot. That is my favorite movie.
That's cool, man. That's really cool. I wish I could enjoy it the way that you both do, but I just can't get there.
The way the rest
I will say this though. I can definitely appreciate the conversation that we're having though, because all of those things are the things that make a good movie. It's not just the story. It's all the elements that come along and complement that story. And so like kudos to the team that did that. Again, I am very much in the minority. I'm used to that being on that branch, but regardless, you could definitely tell that there was some craft and some true talent put into creating that project.
Mm-hmm. And
Ty, you said, nope, sorry, go ahead, Peter.
No, it was a stupid comment. I'm like, we're going to give them all these accolades, assuming they weren't using substances, because that is what I had to think of at the end of the theater. I'm like, what kind of substances allowed them to write something like this? And if they did it sober, that's insane. That's insane.
People were like, what drug were they on when they came? And I'm like, Ty, you said something. That helps me with my conversation about Gladiator 2.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear people talk about some of the people, and this is like the violence is great again. And I think what they tried to do was create a violent movie, because Gladiator 1, when we watched it, the violence was like, holy shoot. And we weren't really accustomed to seeing stuff like that yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so it stands out because it was kind of the first of its kind. But it wasn't the violence that made the movie. The story was still really good.
Right.
Russell Crowe was fantastic in that role. So like there was a lot, and it happened to have this kind of new violence that like we weren't really accustomed to. 300 is another example where it just has this new way of looking at something, and you're like, oh my God, that's great. And then 302 came out, and I'm kind of like, we've already seen it, bro. Like this, it doesn't hit us. Like you're gonna have to tell a much better story because this is the new violence.
And I think that goes back to what we were saying, though. It has to come back to the story. If the story isn't compelling, nothing else matters.
Yeah. But here's what kind of, as a writer, this kind of worries me, because I feel like we're in a day and age where at least I would say studios are accepting less of a story as long as you can get to some type of action. And go back to watching the Craven the Hunter, the first 8 minutes they released. Okay, we're gonna take it all the way back there. When I watched it, I said it has the same problems that I've seen with everything else. You can see where it jumps. I can tell you where they edited in that movie. Okay, that's not even my background, but I could tell you where they edited that movie because it jumps so quick because they're trying to rush to get to a story.
Absolutely.
And because of that, they're wanting you to accept it's violent. Craven is very violent. And we're not used to seeing that in the comic book movie. We just got a rated R thing with Deadpool. So they're going to lean into it and be like, oh, people just want to see them stick something and rip the blood and it comes out. And so as long as it's violent, people enjoy it because that's what they want. I don't know if they're wrong. Because when I hear people say they like Gladiator 2, I'm like, I promise you, it can't be for the story. The story's not that good. The story, it's not a good story. The acting, I like Pedro. I think Pedro is fantastic. And I do think he's good in that movie. Like he has to act in that movie because his character actually has depth. Some of the other people have it's not that they don't have to act, but they don't have to have different ranges in the character that they are. I'm either all crazy, so I just have to act all crazy. Or I'm all vengeful, so I have to act all vengeful. He has a character that has to act in several different levels, and Pedro does it. He's good. This is why even Denzel said this movie should be all about him because he kills it in this movie, and Denzel is not wrong.
Does every movie have to be a home run? I think it's a business at the end of the day. You need your base hits so that way you can get your home runs, you know?
I think every movie should shoot to be a home run, though. I don't think you like I don't think movies like baseball.
As a business. I'm using a baseball analogy, but it's really a business analogy where you have to have your smaller products.
Even as a business, no, because I can tell you this, not making money doesn't set you up for the next project to make money.
Oh, yes, it does. Oh, yes, it does. Oh, okay. I don't know about the movie. I'm talking about business. Okay.
No, I'm talking about the movie business. You have a couple bad properties and people are gonna be like, we're not effing with you no more.
Right.
Like you need stuff to hit because you want people to believe in your product. And movies are weird. It's different than other products that you're selling because you're selling an escape you're selling an escape into a fantasy. And if that fantasy sucks, people's not going to come to it. I don't
want to say that bad movies is the goal. I'm saying that violence can turn a profit. And if that is your entry product, right, you can allow that budget to get larger and larger to make some bigger hits. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying an entire bunch out, you know?
Is that if we keep supporting movies that have bad substance, but just has certain amounts of violence, and so the studios think, like, I can make another Venom movie because as long as I have a superhero in it, and as long as he does some crazy fight scene or whatever, and we just have fight scenes in it, then people are going to accept it because A, it's a superhero movie, and B, there's going to be some violence, and we don't need a story. Now, where Sony went drastically wrong, and I mean insanely wrong, is that they took Madam Web, which has almost no violence. The stuff that it has is so small, but the story is just as bad like the other ones that they do, except for it goes a little bit worse. And it showcased something, and it showcased that it's almost like a test. Like, where's the line? Like, we didn't have enough violence, so this failed because Venom 3 has more success than Venom. I think it did have more success than Venom 2, but Venom 2 had such a horrific storyline, but like it was supposed to be all violent. I kind of watched Venom 2. I can't tell you what happened because I was so in and out of it because I was kind of mad while watching it, and I just kept doing other things because I really just needed to see like what this was. And it made me sad because I love Woody Harrelson as an actor, but I felt like he knew how bad it was. He was just like, "But you're gonna pay me how much to do this role? Great,
right? Yeah, let's do it."
He doesn't care if he ruins everybody's childhood because we wanted to see carnage brought to life on screen and not the horrific stupidity way that they did it in that movie. But why would we expect anything different? Because it's Sony. Did you watch Morbius?
I love how we're full circle because we started the conversation. Our test stream was talking about the first 8 minutes of Craven the Hunter, and now we're back on Sony because we just can't escape it.
I'm on a campaign. Don't let us see Craven and ruin it for you. Don't go see Craven. Don't give Sony any money.
Yeah,
because that's the only way it's going to stop. Stop letting them make movies.
You know what's crazy? I saw a post from the director or somebody or the producer talking about how they're trying to really tell a great story with Craven, and so please go watch our movie. And I felt so bad because as a creator myself, as a director myself, I want people to go and watch the stuff that I create. But in the same breath, I'm just like, as a consumer, I'm just like, I don't want to see that. That looks terrible. I don't want to be a part of that what you said, David, as far as like giving money to continue this whole trend. I've seen the track record. I've seen the bad movies, and I don't want to continue with that. This is craziness to me.
Ty, we started a conversation. I highly remember. Remember I told you that Madam Web was beating everything as the worst movie?
Yeah.
Until I remember what movie won as worst movie.
Which one?
2015 Fantastic Four.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I was like
terrible movie.
I was like, oh, damn. And so I do think we need to bring this back, but I think that we need to get a commitment. So this is for a show. We have to get a commitment. You have to watch. You have to rewatch or watch if you haven't seen it. Catwoman.
The Halle Berry one?
Halle Berry, Catwoman.
Okay.
Fantastic Four. Oh my God. I don't know if I could do that, but Fantastic Four. Madam Web.
The Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan one?
Yes.
That one? Okay.
Yes. Madam Web.
Okay.
And I can watch Madam Web over and over again. It is one of the worst things I've ever seen, and it is hysterical to me. I have never seen actors give up in the midst of shooting a movie. I saw actors give up promoting a movie, and that was Fantastic Four. Like Michael B. Jordan, Miles Teller was like, "This movie's bad." I was like, "Bro, you're on tour promoting the movie." They're like, "Yeah, it's not good." I was like, "Oh my God, I don't know." I was like, "Can you do that?" But like I've never seen like you can see where they almost gave up to it. It's not that far in the movie either. It's just like I think they just gave up. But I'm gonna hold on to this, and I believe this to be true. And Ty knows this. When you are pitching a movie, you may not give the whole script, but you can give like, here's the layout of what we want, and it may have some dialogue, but it's not gonna have the full blown. And when you get greenlit, you're gonna have to make sure that you have like the whole thing. I don't think they went back to fill it in. Because if you watch Madam Web, they're telling you what's happening, either before it's happening, during it's happening, or after it happened. And it's so weird because I'm like, I don't know why characters are narrating. Like, this is super strange.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Amazon. And then we're gonna watch her mother in Amazon. I'm like, why she have to say it? Like, that's not what you do in movies. Flashback. Why are we getting a story and then it's weird. But
BJ, I'm gonna draw a parallel to the professional world. Let me know if I nailed it. So when you're in a meeting and they got like, oh, did you do the PowerPoint? Yeah, here it is. Did you look at it? No. They're like in front of the slide and they're like, and so our financials are 20% up. What does that mean? It's 20% up. That's year over year, right? And was it like that where they like kind of riffing off of the script?
What I'm telling you,
that's like bad. That's bad.
The guy who plays Peter Parker, the guy who plays Ben Parker, he's not a bad actor. And if you look at the beginning of the movie, it looks like he's like crying a little. And then if you watch, I guess it gets later in the movie, it looks like he gave up. Like he looks like he just, it's like, yeah, so we're here. This is what's happening. I don't know why it's happening. I just happen to be driving in this scene for some reason. And you're like, I think he gave up. I don't know if I've ever seen an actor just say in the midst of shooting a movie and it didn't get cut from the movie.
That's hysterical.
And then everybody else is just bad. Like, and I think my favorite is because which is funny. I think I watched Fantastic Four before Madam Web. So here's why I can watch Madam Web, especially because I watched the interviews. Number one, the main chick, I don't remember her name, and I'm so sorry. The actress that plays the main actual Madam Web, she was in 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, Dakota Johnson.
Thank you, Dakota Johnson. I thought it was hysterical watching her do the interviews to promote the movie, where she was like, I didn't realize. So like they were like, she's like, I really wanted to step out because everybody only saw her as 50 Shades of Grey. She wanted to get outside of that. So when Marvel called, she was really excited because there's this big universe, and she's like, in all honesty, I didn't understand that there was like it wasn't like the real Marvel. I was like, oh my god, oh my god.
She said the real
yes,
Marvel. Wow.
yes, she got duped, bro. She got 100% duped, and she didn't realize that till like in the midst of being into it. And I was like, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. That is, I think, exactly why. I think most of them got duped that way.
Yeah, it seemed that way.
Yay, we're going to be in the MCU, and then in the midst of shooting, they were found out we're not in the MCU. And what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah,
like, it's bad, bro. It's bad. Like that's I called everybody I knew and I told them the movie. I've never done that. I said
I remember you doing that.
Yes, bro. I was calling everybody like I'm going to tell you exactly what happens, and I'm going to walk you through it. I'm not going to leave out anything. Like I'm going to give you the story, and I'm going to tell it the same way Ant-Man's friend tells stories in Ant-Man. Like, let's go. That's the only way you should ever watch or hear or know anything about this movie. But okay, so Madam Web, Fantastic Four, Michael B. Jordan, Marcelo, Fantastic Four, Halle Berry's Catwoman, and then if we're gonna only do 4, we have to decide: are we doing Jonah Hex? It's hard. Somebody said Ghost Rider 2, and I was like, I remember it being bad. I don't know if it was there, but it was bad. I'm gonna
say no to Jonah Hex just because it's such a lowly character that nobody really talks about that it's not really worth it to bring up.
Listen, I saw 28 minutes of that movie and I was like, no, let's go. Then we'd have to think of like what's that 4th movie if we're gonna do 4 because we typically do 4. And it's not to say that it's not something to choose from, but man, Fantastic Four, Madam Web, and Catwoman, those are
maybe Elektra too.
So somebody said Elektra too, and I was like, maybe. I feel like, but even just off the top of my head, I was just like, if we're gonna rank them in order, that's 4th. Like it was too easy for me to say what else. The other 3 are way worse. Yeah, like but that's the hard. It's hard because I was like, the other 3 are way worse. It even like I was watching a video with the guys talking about it, and they were even like, nah. Like Madam Web, bro, was there for a while until they got the Fantastic Four, and I was like, damn, that's rough. But I will say this: I think people forget how bad Halle Berry's Catwoman is, and so I think when they're answering the question, they haven't just rewatched it.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like, I think we all have to rewatch it, and then like a commitment. Yeah.
Yeah. So that being said, I don't mean to cut you off, but that being said, we can do a watch party on Discord where we can watch it all together. That way, we just get it all, locked in. So anybody in the chat, if you want to join, I'll drop the Discord link in the chat as well. So, absolutely. But that'll be that'll be a lot of fun.
Hi, Destiny.
She tried to scurry.
I know. I saw like the little head in the background. No. You're there.
Let me jump, guys.
Okay. Well, Felix, I know that I appreciate you coming on. Like this was your first time on Geeking Out.
Absolutely.
On Tuesday.
Yes.
If you would commit to this with us, we'll figure out the time. We'll do the watch parties so that we all end up watching these really horrible movies, and then you'll be able to talk with us.
I'm surprised I'm being invited back. I thought my commentary would surely get me banned from the channel by now, but I'm obliged. I'd love to come back and try this out at least one more game. Let's see.
Yeah, you're always welcome, man. So we're not going to be doing this next week, but the week after. So what is that date?
And that's not like we'll do January when we'll do the worst. Like we'll plan that because we're going to need time to watch these really garbage ass movies.
Yeah, it's going to get crazy these next couple of weeks.
Yeah, let's do some. We used to do like you have to defend, like so. Like if we give everybody a character, so like we'll come up with some of those to where it's like, because Felix knows comic characters, so like that'll be fun. To where it's like, ooh, like we could do like why you're not the worst hero, and like we'll just everybody has to like we'll randomly like select people to do it. And, like you gotta not only defend yourself, but like put other people down.
I don't know why, but I kind of like the idea of why I'm the worst villain out of all of us. And like it's obviously a hero character that you've given me, but we all have hero characters. But here's why I'm the villain, and we just have to work on being the worst villain And maybe that comes from a little Despicable Me. It's like Gru wants to be evil so bad it's comical. I don't know. It could be some good content.
Could be fun, yeah. So
Yeah.
as you see, we got a lot of
Morbius. Yes, Morbius. That's the fourth movie. Morbius.
That's the fourth one. Okay, cool.
Thank you, sir.
We will
or
plan
ma'am. Always Focus Entertainment. I don't know who you are, so I don't want to just assume you're a dude. I am so sorry. Thank you. Always Focus Entertainment. Morbius. That'll be his fourth movie.
All right, so we will schedule that in the Discord. Definitely join that. It's on the Lighthawk server, and then we will get something on the calendar and make that stuff happen. But I have to bounce as well, gents. So I appreciate this conversation. As you can see, we're trying to make this a thing again because it's fun for us, but also it's good for us as well. So, I'm full screen now. Oh, I'm on the spotlight.
I'm having fun with like the. Oh yeah, I forgot we could be really little for some
pushing
reason.
Buttons.
This is fun though. I do like this, man.
Yeah, it's definitely cool, and I love the fact that we can actually see all the chats. That's one thing that was missing. That was missing in the previous way I was doing it. So yeah, we'll keep playing with this, see what works the best, and then we'll keep going. But I gotta bounce, gents, so I'm out of here.
Perfect.
All right, everybody have a good night.
Good night.